You write me, Booker at bookerlawfirm.com. Your question ends up on the show. Bring you to the court of my public opinion. We're not going to look at this as legal advice because I don't represent you and I may not have all of the facts that I need. However, I'm going to do the best job that I can with what I have. Without further ado, let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Order in the court. What's up? All right, y'all. Next one up. Let's get it crack-a-lackin'. They wrote me and they said, can the fact that a woman is residing in a domestic violence shelter with her children really be used against her? I live in a small town and I'm by myself in this matter. I'm really struggling to fight for my kids when their father and his family don't even want them. They just don't want me to have them. This town is so rigged, and they've used the fact that I'm currently seeking refuge at the shelter here in town for abused women and children against me. The judge felt the kids' best interests were not in mind with staying here and has revoked my primary custody and has allowed 50-50 with the abuser and his family. I had to say it like that. I'm sorry. Let me get back in. I've been trying all I can do to get a job and get a place to live. But the fact is, this town is so small and I'm an outsider and everything's proven not to be in my favor. They've already started alienating my children from me. The current legal representation that I have, that's the person that's failed me. They failed me in their ethical duty, and I need to figure something else out. The fact that I'm even at this shelter shouldn't have been released, but there's nothing I can do. Now that a new court order's been made, what can I do? Grow up. Calling you to the stage, girl. I would say to stand, but it's a stage for you, so I had to really just do that. That's because she's dramatic. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say, ma'am. You live in a small town, and his family lives there, and so what? You knew that when you moved into a small town. Ain't no telling how old these kids are. If somebody could turn some kids against you, ma'am, them kids are teenagers or teenagers. And that would mean that you may not be from this small town in Texas, but girl, you done been there so long, everybody know who you is. Stop playing. The people at the shelter that gave you refuge. Stop. No, you are. Quit playing. And see, this is the thing. I cannot stand it when parents come to me and, I will take a case. I take a case and throw it out the, and boop. I didn't play basketball. I was on the track team. But I bet you I'm hitting them baskets. I'm hitting them withdrawals. Nothing but net. You know why? Let me tell you why. Don't come in my office being unreasonable. Don't do it. Okay? I don't got time for that. Why? Ma'am, you make no doggone sense. What makes people believe that the other parent doesn't need to know where they live? It takes two individuals to birth a child. The father must and should know where his child lays its head. And certainly the mother should know where the child lays its head. What in the world makes you people come to court and gallivant and find your way to my office with the bull saying that the other parent should know where you live? If you don't have a court order that says that parent isn't supposed to know where you live, then you are to reveal where you live. You have a living human being with you that doesn't just belong to you, belongs to someone else too. How in the heck do you mean to tell me they can't have the address on their child? You must be out your mind. I can't understand why. And then to say that he shouldn't have known that you were in a shelter? You're mad that the court, first of all, they did better. Honey, I just might very well, if it were me on the, and I hate to say this, and I can't tell you what I would do, but sometimes I would like to think that I may have taken those kids. 50-50 is what the judge did, not to take them from you, ma'am. Shit. That's the nicest thing I can tell you. That's the best they could do, not to remove the children from your care, because you have shown that you are not stable. You are not financially stable. You are in a shelter, and I understand that's a shelter for women and children, because shelters are not safe. And if the children have a safer alternative, a warm bed, a stable bed where they can go, how dare you drag those children with you in and out of the shelter? Let them go with their daddy. Until you can get on your feet, the best thing that you should have done as a mother was handed them over. You should have went your tail to court, and you just should have sucked it up and said, I don't have a place to go right now. And he is not the best parent for those children, and I'm going to tell you why. But can they go to his mama house or somewhere until I get on my feet? because I don't want them trudging through filth with me. I don't want them using public restrooms and not having their own with me. I don't want them sleeping with one eye open with me. I don't want them sleeping with 4 pair of pants on because you're worried about a child molester off in here with me. So because of that, can you please allow them over here? I'm not agreeing for them to go nowhere, but I'm down. And I'd lie to you, I'd be lying to you, Your Honor, if I told you that being in a shelter was the best thing for these kids. It's not. I need you to give me the following, and this is exactly what I would say. Send them over there. But I need some kind of form of help. He beat me. I didn't have a job for so long. He's the sole provider. I need some spousal support or something for now. I'm going to get a part-time job while they're taking care of the children. Don't put child support against me. Please let me send what I can. Let me take my children half the time or a little bit more than a weekend father's time. A little bit more than a standard custody order. So I can work part-time. So I can get on my feet. And as soon as I get me an apartment, Judge, I want my kids back. Because the only reason that I'm not in a place is because of this man here. And I don't think that he should profit off of what he caused. However, I can't drag my kids through this. I don't know what to do. And the court can most of the time come up with something to help you. You think it ain't time people went in there and didn't know what to do. How about be honest, forthcoming and wholehearted, and they'll see it. How about that? And that sounds crazy, huh? Some people are like, and I know it's attorneys watching this say that they would never do that. But I've never just being straight up, shooting direct straight from the hip and talking to the jury just straight out. And never, I done got what I needed every time. And sometimes you just have to follow the sword and be honest. Them, you're dragging them through crap. So you went from, they wanted to probably take the children from you, felt sorry for you, and gave you partial custody. But please stop talking about it in that manner, because you're going to start making people believe that you're not the best parent all the time. And that what he did may have been wrong, but that you're not going to be stable regardless. And no matter how much help they give you, it's not going to be enough. Because you're one of those people that make excuses because you don't accept accountability. And that's just how you sound to me. And that's just all I'm saying. You need to get it together. Straight up. He needs to know where you live. Straight up. You need to get out the small town, big person attitude. Straight up. Go get a job somewhere. Straight up. And take care of your kids. And nobody can alienate your kids from you when you have custody. If the kids don't want to be around just because they don't want to be living in those type of environments. And once children can pay attention to where they are, and they can ascertain that they're better off somewhere else, Lord Jesus, why do you think they should not want to be somewhere